Hi, everybody. My name is Rebecca Newkirk, and I'm a licensed clinical social worker in New Mexico, Virginia, and DC. And I just wanted to touch base with you about a question that's been coming up quite a bit in some of my sessions recently. I keep getting the question from clients, various clients, and people in my life as well, of like, what does it look like to be emotionally normal? Or is there such a thing as being emotionally normal? And I have a lot of thoughts and feelings about this, but I think the first thing that really comes to mind is, rather than the word normal, I prefer to use the word healthy. Like, what does it mean to be living from a place of emotional health versus emotional dysfunction or not emotional health? And I feel like that's more useful than normal because everybody's experiences are so different and yada yada. I'm sure you've heard that conversation quite a few times. But if I'm asked to define what I think emotionally healthy might look like, I think it's really important, first of all, to identify that that does not mean that you don't have emotional lows. Again, I'm just going to repeat that because I think that's pretty important. Being emotionally healthy does not mean that you don't have any emotional lows, or that you feel happy all the time, or that you're usually content, or that most of the time you feel good. And in fact, I would almost say the opposite. I feel like emotional health, from my perspective, is characterized by emotional flexibility. So being able to be open to different feelings as they come, feel them when they're here, and then release them when they're done. And I would say that that goes for things like excitement and happiness and love and affection, and also despair and frustration and anxiety and irritability. I think all of these emotions are part of the human experience, and so it's important that we're all giving ourselves opportunities to fully experience them without justifying why we have them or trying to point to things that, well, I feel this way because of that, or if we feel happy, like, well, why do I feel happy? I don't have a good reason to be. Or if we wake up on the wrong side of the bed, kind of like, well, what's my problem today? Which I think can lead to other problems that we can discuss at a later date. But kind of back to the issue at hand, I really feel like it's important, this issue of emotional flexibility, being able to not hold on to things when they come and not resist them when they're here. So if you woke up and you were feeling despairing, giving yourself permission to lean into the despair. I know that doesn't feel good, but lean into the despair, allow yourself to fully have that experience, and also let it go without ruminating on it or trying to explain it or come up with reasons that you're having that experience, which can actually perpetuate it. Similarly, I think when we're excited or happy or we have a really positive experience, our tendency is to try and hold it and latch onto it and not let it go. I get that. I am absolutely guilty of doing that same thing. But I think what happens there is we accidentally burst the bubble. We don't let ourselves live in the moment. We don't let ourselves have it. We're already anxious or worried about the fact that it's not going to be long lasting. We're already concerned with, well, how am I going to feel this way more often or for longer or more intensely? And so it disappears and it bursts. And by the time we come back to ourselves and recognize that the moment is gone. And I think that that can be really painful for a lot of people. So I just thought this was an important thing that seemed to be recurring. If you have any thoughts about it, I'd love to hear them. Please feel free to leave comments. And in the meantime, I hope you're having a really great day. Bye-bye.